We're still in New York. I realized that with Fat Tuesday the other day, and we are now officially in Lent, that I'm spending my Lent as an actor, which I don't know. What does that mean? I'm giving, I mean, usually you give up something. So I'm giving up something, I guess, for my art or something. Although in the first part, when I'm doing Emil Amok, Lost NPR host, I'm not really playing a character. So am I acting? I'm kind of playing myself. But clearly, in the conductor, Ishmael Reed's play, which is opening up later on, first week of March at the Theater for the New City, I play a role. I play this guy, Gabriel Noataldi, who is a little like Nikki Haley, although better maybe, but maybe a little like this Vivek Ramaswamy, who they both want to be president. I mean, here's the model minority now. The model minority wants to be president, it appears. Anyway, well, welcome to the show, Emil Amok, Emil Amok's Takeout, my takes on all things considerable. This is my show as I'm on the road. We're talking about the news, but mostly talking about my show while I can, trying to just let you know where you can get tickets. Tickets still available for my show, not tonight, Friday, but Saturday, 12:20 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to Under St. Mark's Theater, pick up a ticket. Now, if you're not in New York City, say, Emil, I'm not in New York. Can't see you. Thanks. Not so fast, not so fast. There is a live stream, and I've talked to the live streaming folks. They're going to try to fix some of the things that some live streamers had complained about, like the fact that my face is overexposed, which I think is, I don't know, I think they may have had the automatic iris on or something on the camera. It's actually a pretty good camera. And so anyway, you can get a live stream ticket and you can see me and see the show as if you were not in necessarily the nosebleed seats, but it's a small intimate theater. And for a small price, very, very small, modest price, you can experience the Emil Amok experience right from your very home. So just go to Frigid.NYC. You see on the screen now, if you can see it, the link is there. Sort of copy and paste that link. It'll take you to the screen. And when you get to the screen, just scroll down. We'll click on it, scroll down, go to the calendar, and click a date. Now, the next available dates are Saturday, February 25th at 12:20 p.m. Hey, what a deal! On the East Coast, it's only 9:20, or West Coast, it's only 9:20 a.m. In Hawaii, it's like 6 o'clock. It's a morning a meal. That's Saturday, February 25th. Sunday, February 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's a nice time for people here in New York City. Don't want to watch, I don't know, what's on at 7 o'clock these days. I think I don't watch TV at 7 o'clock. But anyway, 7 o'clock, you can see me. And if you're on the West Coast, it becomes a matinee, a 4 o'clock matinee. So check that out, Sunday, the 26th. The next show after that is the last weekend, Friday, March 3rd, 8:10 p.m., which is 5:10 p.m. on the West Coast. And that should be a fun show. We have a lot of people coming to that live. And if you can't make it, like I said, if you're not in the area, then catch it on the live stream. And then on Saturday, a late show on the East Coast, 10:20 p.m., March 4th, 10:20 p.m. But on the West Coast, it's a pretty reasonable 7:20 p.m. But catch the shows. If you see me on social media, I've been just tapping you on the shoulder individually, saying, "Hey, I know you're not in New York City, but why don't you catch the live stream and see the current iteration of my show?" And I think it's important as we talk about, on this day, the 24th, which is the anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, because I talk about a lot about sovereign nations and colonization and democracies in my show. And I draw a parallel between how the Philippines was essentially invaded by the US. I mean, the US was the aggressor. They may have claimed they bought the Philippines from Spain, but the Philippines was truly a sovereign nation. I, they're a sovereign. So you're a democratic country coming into a sovereign nation. In modern terms, if you look at who is Russia and who is Ukraine, well, clearly the U.S. in the Philippine U.S. war, or Philippine American war, were acting like the Russians, moving in on a sovereign, the Philippines, which is really in the role of Ukraine. Just a way of looking at the issue from an Amok perspective, right? Anyway, my show is filled with those kind of Amok perspectives. And if you are in New York City, in the East Village or close by, come see the show. It's at under St. Mark's Theater now. I did make the mistake assuming that, oh, St. Mark's, it must be under the church, St. Mark's. No, it's under a tattoo parlor on St. Mark's Place, on St. Mark's and First. Great neighborhood, East Village, love it. It's a nice, intimate theater, a perfect place to see me. So catch it Friday, 12:20 p.m. if you're in New York, or catch it via the live stream from wherever you are. And as I said, right now we have 4 more shows: Saturday, Sunday at 7 p.m., Friday at 8:10 p.m., and then the fall. Let's see, Friday, March 3rd, 8:10 p.m., and then Saturday, March 4th at 10:20 p.m. It's Emil Amok, lost NPR host found under St. Mark's. I talk about my NPR experience. I talk about my dad. I talk about how he was colonized and how I am one of the few remaining living son or daughter of a colonized Filipino. I mean, there are some, but they're in their 90s, and I'm one of the few who is still willing and able to get up on stage and tell the story. So come tell the story. I tell the story about that, NPR. I was at NPR, I explain that. And I talk about Harvard. Because, my father had a Harvard education. It was just, it's, I'll explain. He didn't go to Harvard, but he got a Harvard education. And I'll explain that in the show. So, and then it has a nice ending. It's fun, it's meaningful. And if you've seen any iteration of my show, Emil Amok, or part of the Amok monologues, this is the next generation of the Amok monologues. So I hope you can make it. Let me take a brief moment also to talk about The Conductor. The Conductor is Ishmael Reed's play, and he wrote a small part for me. It wasn't just for me. He wrote it and then cast me. I'm in the role of Gabriel Noataldi, who plays a Pacific Islander who thinks he's white. Now, that's not typecasting. I'm not that kind of guy. But, we have seen a number of these people pop up in the last couple of weeks who want to be president of the United States. Nikki Haley, this guy Vivek Ramaswamy, and they are all slightly different from what you'd expect people from diverse backgrounds to be. First of all, they're conservative. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that kind of diversity. But I'm going to be doing a column on that, so catch it on the ALDEF blog and on theinquirer.net coming up next week. So that's really all I have to share with you right now. I just wanted to come on and just tell you that how I'm excited to be here in New York City doing this. This is the first time in 3 years that I have ventured out into the public. We know the pandemic isn't over. And there are times when I realize, okay, maybe I was being a little too paranoid about going out. But I don't think so. I think we need to be careful, or we're going to have an extension of the pandemic that we may regret. But I mean, I'm masked for the most part, except when I'm on stage. People in the theater are masked. It's optional, but they're not checking for vaccines. But it's been interesting to try to negotiate New York and be cautious of the pandemic. And I've discovered this thing, this remedy. I mean, it's semi based in science. A friend of mine told me about the OO, yeah, the OO remedy, the oil of oregano, OOO. OO. I don't know if it works, but it is known to be an anti inflammatory and known to help fight against colds and croup and that kind of thing, bronchitis. Maybe it works. I don't know. But, with vitamin C and all that, I'm trying to be careful. And oh, my mask. The mask is the most important thing. All right. So that's it for our show today. Just popping up. Emil Guillermo here. Catch us on YouTube at Emil Amok 1. I started doing Instagram. I don't know. I thought, why jump to TikTok when I haven't even done Instagram? So I'm trying to do Instagram. And here on Facebook on EmilGuillermo.me, the police are saying you did something wrong on Instagram. Emil Amok 1 on Instagram, on Twitter at Emil Amok. And of course, I'll post the replay here on amok.com. It's nice to see you. Have yourselves a good weekend. Don't forget to go amok if you can. Regular listeners know I like to end with a little meditation. Nothing like a little loving kindness, right? Thinking about someone who you want to send love to. Someone who needs it, someone who doesn't need it, someone who is just maybe the epitome of love to you. It's your option. But as you send it out to that person, it comes back to you in more ways than one. So, as I wish for me, I wish for you. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Emil Guillermo here. Go amok this weekend, Frigid.NYC or Under St. Mark's Theater. Catch it. Catch it live stream if you're not in New York Live. Get a live stream ticket. If you need a comp, if you need help, email me on the website, amok.com. Till next time, Mahal Kita.